Welcome to another review at Armitage Leather. We're going to have a look at the Kyoshin Elle bevelers, edges. There's 5 in this range. Now, if you're clever and can see the word Deluxe, ignore that. They're not, they're the standard range. They have 2 ranges. They have the standard range and the Master Series, and we'll have a look at the Master Series in another video. But these are the standard ones, and they come in 5 different sizes. We have the size 0, which is 0.6mm, so good for fine work. We have the number 1, 0.8mm, number 2, 1mm, number 3, 1.2mm, and number 4 is 1.4mm. Now each tool is about, there or thereabouts, 135mm long, so they're quite snug in the hand. You're looking at £23.82 each, or $30.99. Each comes with a wooden handle, which I am going to go out on a limb and say they're ash again, because I think all the Japanese ones are mainly ash, and they are dyed green, so very visible, very easy to see. Now they're nice enough. There are very few rough spots on them. There's a good finish. Now these, I understand, the blades are carbon steel, blacked up. They look very, very similar. I'm not saying all the other Japanese ones that I reviewed aren't carbon steel. What I am saying is I haven't been told, or we don't know what steel they are. They're being a bit, they play it a little bit close to the chest, but these certainly have been marked up as carbon steel. Same dogleg approach, a little bit rough grinding on the back there. However, really, that doesn't touch the leather. It doesn't impact on the job at all. Let's take them out the packet and let's have a look at how they work. I've taken 3 out. I've got the 0, the 1 and the 4, so we can look at a good sort of mid range, small and large as well. Let's go to the 1.5mm. Lovely leather, very difficult to bevel if you haven't got the right tool, because it's so soft and it moves a lot. So we're going for the smallest, the 0, which is 0.6mm. Stick that on there. Nice, confident. Well, confident. Could be better. Could be feeling a little rough, in truth. What I'm going to do, to give it the benefit, because like I say, all tools can come out the packet rough. It's machine finished. May not be the best that it possibly could be. Let's give it a lick on the mop. Bear with me. So, just for those wondering what I've done there, I've got a loose cotton mop with a bit of pink rouge on it, so it would be classified as a super fine finish. So we're not looking at taking any metal off. Look at that massive difference. That works a dream. Just a little bit of love. That's all it took. Difficult leather. Good quality leather, but nonetheless difficult. That looks ropey. Not happy with that at all. Let's have a look at this edge. Probably more to do with the leather. However, this leather has presented well with other bevelers. Not given as clean a cut as I would have liked. But it is 0.6. This is slightly smaller. If we went for a 0.8 and we'll do the same again. Let's give it a lick on the mop. Same mop, all set up. Let's look at the 0.8, because that's what we've used elsewhere. You see, this is totally different. Lovely, clean, long string. Nice cut. I would say that we're not giving this tool the best show, because this is possibly a little too fine for this leather. If it was stiffer, much stiffer, so let's just put that to the test. So we've got a piece of 2.5 mil, 6 ounce. We'll run an edge off that. Now that's a better representation, much firmer leather. It's a very, very fine bevel. If you wanted a flat edge on that, you've achieved it with that one. So that's not too shabby at all. So the 1.5 and the 2.5 function really, really well with both of those. Let's have a look at pull up. Very, very soft, very malleable. We'll go back to the 1, which is the 0.8 mil. Slipping off this. See, this is one of the things I don't like about these dog leg tools. They're very narrow. That angle is very precise. If you vary it, the Tandy ones actually are quite broad, and as a result are easy to keep in place. However, you get a cleaner edge, less fibrous, and it whistles through. So it's just being conscious that you need to be absolutely bang on the back. Bearing in mind this is pull up, so it's stretchy, it moves, it's fibrous. Let's go to a piece of veg tan. Very stringy, very loose on the back, very spongy and inconsistent in tension. We still get a reasonable cut, not the best in the world, but then again that's more about the leather. Struggling there, but again more the leather, but nonetheless it does it. Let's have a look at piece of split. Horrible leather. See again, big fibres. It crushes under the weight of the tool. The edge folds and it disappears because it's lost its edge, because it's very, very narrow. There's not a lot of meat hanging onto the edge. Let's push it on. Yeah, horrible leather. Not liking that at all. So let's go bigger. The biggest one we've got is the number 4, which is the 1.4 mil. Let's hammer at that. Really struggling. Let's go to the mop. Give that some love. Come back to it. Yeah, it's doing the job. There are others that have done the job better. 4 mil bridle, 10 ounce. Let's give this a go. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, you see that's really sharp on the end there. And I'm thinking that's catching. It's really sharp right on the tip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the mop. I'm going to polish that off. So we've taken the tip off. That's much smoother now. Right, now that cuts. Let's find a piece I haven't beveled yet. Do it again. Right, so that does bevel, it does cut, but that sharp edge on the tip was actually catching the leather. And that does a nice job of cutting. So we're looking at £23.82. We've got 5 in the range. We needed to do a bit of work on all of them to get them working. If you've got a motor with a polishing mop and the right compound sat next to you, then you're not struggling. If you don't, and not aware that the tool isn't performing like it should, you're going to get caught out. You're going to think that either your techniques are below par or you're going to have to struggle through. I think there are cheaper tools that Craftshaw have made that have performed better than these. I think that Kyoshin Elle could do with just a little bit more time on the finishing before the tool goes out the factory. That's it. They do work. When I've given them a bit of love on the mop, they do work. Again, not my favourite tool. I don't like this dog leg, but they do the job. For the price, you can have all 5 for 125 quid shipped to you. You've got a set. But be aware, they do look a little ropey. I can see grinding marks over the top, grinding marks on the bottom, neither of which are going to affect how the tool works. But by the fact that we've got those grinds visible, what sort of grinds can't we see at the bit that counts where it cuts? I'll leave you to make your own mind up. Not top of the list. I'll be honest with you. I'm not liking the green. I'm not liking the finish. I don't think that the 24 quid price tag warrants. I think they're closer to your 15 quid jobs. I think the 15 quid jobs do a better job. That's my opinion. You make up your own mind. I've had to do too much work to get them working for the cost of them, if that makes sense. And I think I'm just not a fan of this dog leg. I'm probably being a little too disparaging. When we get them working, they do work. They do give a lovely cut. You can't argue with that. That is a good cut. So ignore me. I'm just being a little bit precious. You make your own mind up. There are others out there, but at the moment they're not top of the list for me. Folks, everything that I've said, you are able to go to my website, armitagelleather.com, download the info pack, learn how to use the techniques on Vimeo at Armitage Leather. If you've got any questions, drop in an email, Nigel at armitagelleather.com. And also I'll do a link below where you can buy them from Goods Japan. Simon at Goods Japan's a cracking guy to deal with. There's loads and loads of fun toys and interesting stuff to go and find on there. If these are for you, by all means get them, but there are alternatives out there if you feel that they're not quite up to par. Take care, enjoy, and I'll speak to you soon.